Welcome to live softball action of the CMAX Premier League, coming to you from West Beach, South Australia, on beautiful Ghana land. Today it's round 3, and today is the Breast Cancer Awareness Around, the 14th edition, run by the Glenelg Rebels, who have raised over $20,000 in that time for National Breast Cancer Foundation, the McGrath Foundation, and today a new non-government founded charity which supports young women with breast cancer called So Brave. Both teams have just lined up before the game, and Coach Brinkworth is just having a conversation to both teams. Tragically, yesterday, the 27th of October, saw the passing of a great woman and a great friend of the softball community from this terrible disease. Tracy, or as many of our older viewers may remember her, Tracy Thompson, or Tomo as she was more effectively known. An amazing left-handed pitcher who represented the state in so many different levels, from playing and coaching over her career. She's one of the most humble and positive people that you would have ever met. Her impact on the softball community in South Australia will never be forgotten, and our sport is better for her participation. To husband John, her amazing children Kate and Jack, who she was always happy to keep us up to date with, blushing in pride of their achievements, and Mother Gloria. There are no words to express how sad it is, and our sincere condolences to the family from the South Australian softball community. We'll just do and a survivor of this terrible disease, the Walkerville legend Deb Hurst, throwing in the first pitch today. Straight over the zone, as always, as we now get ready for the 14th edition of the Breast Cancer Awareness Round, today between the Glenelg Rebel Softball Club and the Walkerville Cats Softball Club. Joining me today on the mic is the South Australian Coaching Director, State Under 16 Coach, Hills A Grade Coach, and the Australian Under 19 Coach, as she's about to make her way over to Samoa, I believe, for the World Cup qualifiers for the Australian Under 19s. It's everybody's favourite, Amanda Reggie Fairley. Hi, Reg.
Hi, Weathers. How you going? And really well said, Weathers. Trace spent a lot of time at the Hills Heat. So, yeah, big loss to our community, but thoughts go to her family and all of the softball community today, doing a really great job of honouring Trace and the impact that she had on many people. So, thank you for having me on. Very privileged to be on today.
Thank you. I think it's fitting that you're here today. We've got Liz McGee from the Glenelg Rebels, who's going to come in and talk to us a bit about So Brave in a little while. I know that pretty much most of the games I've heard the rumour around today, even the junior games, all holding a minute's silence in disrespect for the great person that Tracy was. Was lucky enough to know her as an assistant coach. She was my assistant at Sturt for a couple of years, and they were great times. And as I said, you will never find somebody as humble and as positive as she was. Always helping out and always thinking of everyone first. She's going to be missed. So today we've got Walkerville lining up batting first, Chelsea Robertson, the superstar, is going to lead it off for the Cats. Might get you just to spare the viewers from me for a minute and just run us around the Rebels defence there, if you could, Reg.
Never, Weathers. Never sparing. Always happy to hear your voice. Today we've got Johanna Grauer pitching to Courtney Shepherd behind the plate. We've got Bron Sawyer at first base, the young Tate Nicholson at second base, Sophie Kinnear at shortstop, Gemma Cochran at third base, and then going around the outfield we've got Georgia Bevan in left, Sydney Horton in centre, and Sasha Panglaze at right. And the team is coached by Nat Mead and assisted by the Kay Bevan.
Been off to a good start so far, Glenelg. They've close game against the Hills, and so you've seen them up close, so you have some great insight for us. They've drawn with Walkerville, and they've lost to West Torrens and Port, who are 1 and 3 on the ladder. So obviously, hard to cover some of the losses that they had last year, and Katie Prest, who's obviously had to go back to the States. But they've picked up a fairly handy Kath Coral medalist in the middle by the name of Yo Grauer, who has come in and forming a positive partnership with Courtney Shepherd behind the plate. So today, 14th edition, this one's for you, Trace. Yo Grauer to Chelsea Robinson. Takes an early pitch. Our umpires today, Damien McCauley in pink behind the plate, in grey, and my glasses are all fogged up. I can't tell who either of those two are.
That is the doubles, Steve Wallace-Yarrow at first base.
Robertson goes bang early in the count, gets jammed up on the hands, but her hands are quick enough to get the ball out to right field. A good catch taken by another new recruit to the Rebels, Sasha Panglaze, just here on the CMAX replay.
Yeah, fantastic read by Sash. She's done a lot of work on that first step and has always been a great read of the ball in the outfield. One of the sure things when it comes to outfielding in the Premier League, for sure.
Sophie King, another premiership player from Walkerville, plays a variety of great positions, great speed. Always something exciting about to happen when she's at the plate. She can hit the ball long, she can hit short. Very precise with what she's doing. Here facing Yo Grauer. Takes a pitch across the numbers. Sorry, across the letters. Told you I couldn't see through these glasses.
All good.
So
seeing's overrated, Weather. Seeing's overrated.
Levels the count up at 1-1. So Grauer aggressive early here. A lot of strikes so far for the first couple of batters, really attacking this Walkerville Cats lineup, who, they've lost to Seacombe and Sturt so far this season. Both, obviously close games as they're sort of finding their way. Got a very exciting new pitcher that we're going to see today, who threw, I believe, on Wednesday night, or maybe it was last Saturday. So looking forward to watching her live. King behind in the count. Good watching as she levels the count up at 2-2. Cats looking for an early base runner before we get to see that multi-talented pitcher slash hitter, Chelsea Martinez from the University of Missouri, and returning from Italy, Sophie King. Watches it down low. King takes it to a full count, as she's done so many times before. Defense deep here for the Rebels.
The wind's playing a bit of havoc today too, Weathers.
Yeah, it is. Feels like it's right to left. King drops her hands, gets underneath it, falls into no person's land. Tate Nicholson judges a really good catch as she heads from the dirt over to the grass, as we just see here coming up on the CMAX replay. Just as you were saying, not an easy catch there.
No, certainly the wind got hold of that one. It's definitely blowing from from left field to right field today, but Tate did a great job getting under that. She has certainly developed as a young player over the last couple of years, and it's great to see Nat Mead sticking with her juniors. 2
out, Chelsea Martinez. Takes a fastball across the letters. So only played a handful of games so far for the Cats. Tall, impressive athlete.
Got a very tidy swing, Chelsea. She's very short and sharp to the ball. Definitely someone you'd be looking to throw low, get it a ground out here.
Grauer testing the outside edge there as Shepherd starts to get her first real look at Martinez. There's that low pitch. Grau, as we know, one of the few that can throw a screwball, the curve that breaks into the right-hander with venom. One of the few that can do it in the country, as she did at the Gillies in 2022. Great pitch there. Shepherd set that up beautifully. Only 2 pitches before, she hit the same pitch. That one there, she's just taken a little bit off of it, and Martinez couldn't resist. Great work by this new battery. Count 2-2, and the Rebels are off to a great start there with a swinging strikeout to Grau.
You can see Courtney setting up on the outside corner there really well, but just that rotation from Yo, just beating the bat there really nicely. So Yo just doing Yo Grau things as usual.
As if nothing's changed other than the colour of the uniform, which is of course changed today courtesy of the breast cancer awareness round. You can see all the teams in pink in their splendid pink tops and colourful socks there, and even the umpires actually look half passable at the moment. So no, they're all good with the bright ribbons on the back there. So we're raising money today for So Brave, and we've got a special guest coming in from the Rebels, and Liz McGee. We'll get her to have a bit of a chat about that in the next innings. But before that, if you could just get us to run us around the Walkerville defence there, if you would, Coach Fairley.
Absolutely, Weathers. So as previously mentioned, we've got Chelsea Martinez throwing to Sophie Roberts. Great to have Soph back in the country. Jenny Gray at first base, Sophie King at second base, Chelsea Robertson at shortstop, the young Georgia Mason at third base, and then left to right in the outfield, Erin Stone, Kelly Bested and Maxine Saunders.
Yes, Maxine Saunders, one of those new young rising stars coming through the Cats. CMAX, if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log into cmax.com.au. So here we are in the bottom of the first. It's Martinez throwing to the leadoff, Gemma Cochran.
The wind playing some havoc with their papers here, aren't they, Weathers?
Yeah, so Martinez there, again, tall athlete, and you can see that she's definitely getting some work on that ball. Cochran, another solid year last year for the Rebels. Change up, Roberts frames it, giving Blue Macaulay, or Pink Macaulay today, as good a look as he needs. And it's just on the outside. Horton, Shepherd, Grau to come. It's an impressive lineup for the Rebels. Watchful early. Down low, and line drive laser hit out to second base, and wouldn't you know it, the safe hands of Sophie King takes a laser.
Yeah, I dare say Soph's done that a few times. Read that extremely well, got up off the ground, safe as houses.
Yeah, she's done that more than once before. Speaking of players from outside the country, it's the new import for the Rebels, the switch-hitting centre fielder, Sydney Horton. Have you seen her yet, Coach Fairley?
Yes, yeah, had a good look at her on Wednesday night. Took a brilliant catch at centre field, but yeah, seen her in both the left-handed and the right-handed box. So interested to see, she's going to that slap adjustment straight away. So let's see what she does here against the drop ball pitcher in Martinez.
You can see that the young and inexperienced, but young Georgia Mason at third is she's moved down a couple, so she's sensing that even Robinson's come up and is on the line trying to take that short game part away. Gray at first is in there quickly. The Cats well drilled here, as you'd expect from a side that's got Linda Martin sitting in one of the coaching boxes there. So behind in the count here, and she's fouled that one off into the ground. Again, trying to advance by putting the ball into play, trying to pierce this Cats infield that's really defending against what it is that she's trying to do. So some quality softball here early. 2-2 count. The Cats 1 out. Outside, and Horton's done a great job picking an early walk as we've got our first base runner.
Oh, not quite. I think she jumped the gun there. So
I was going to say, I thought I had the count right.
umpire Macaulay all over it behind the plate.
Yeah, so I'll tell you who was all over it. Sophie Roberts. Could she get up that line any quicker? Back here, young lady, as we get to go around again on a full count. She's put it into the ground. Robertson comes in behind Mason, and even with Robertson's super arm, it's bounced so high that she's had to wait for the ball to come down to her, and that's allowed Horton to get up the first base line here on the CMAX replay.
Absolutely. I hope any of our young lefty slappers watching at home really have a good look at that. That is a perfectly executed chop slap.
And one of the mainstays for the Rebels, the young Courtney Shepherd, the young catcher, who now has the enviable task of Grower on Saturdays and Peterson on Wednesdays. It must be tough behind the plate down there at Glenelg.
She is doing a great job, tell you what.
But batting 300 plus, multiple seasons for a young player, she's been a mainstay of their offense, batting in this clutch position. Here she's got an early opportunity at 1 out. Horton at first, get to see these wheels. And she's gone straight in the hole between 6 and 5 out to left field. Erin Stone has come in and fielded that ball just beyond the dirt. And Horton has advanced, and Shepherd, as she's done so many times.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the place Courtney likes to put it. She's got all of that ball and sent it out like a laser to left field to Erin Stone.
And speaking of the pitchers that can swing a stick, it's none other than Yo Grower here in a great hitting position, runners at 1 and 2. Traditionally a fairly aggressive hitter is Yo, so I think anything that goes across the plate here is game on.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, like already pitching her very carefully. Good spot to pitch her on the outside corner, that low drop ball going to the go-to pitch. There it is again.
So Stone has already made her first adjustment. She's gone significantly deeper than she was for Shepherd, as the Cats try and keep the ball in front of them here and limit some early wrist damage. Shepherd, she goes the other side, does Grower in behind the runner exactly as you want it. She's going to make 2, but not before Horton's already scored. Saunders' throws come in through the cut, and Shepherd's made it to third, and Yo Grower, well, we've seen it 1,000 times before. That's why she's one of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, Soph, you can't call it 3 times in the one spot to Yo Grower. She is too good behind the plate. At the plate with the bat in her hand. Just made the adjustment, put the ball where it needed to go, and RBI under her belt already. First innings.
Sasha Penglay's coming off of an impressive, fully loaded season last year before having a season with the Hills A and B grade. Finds herself at the Rebels. She's got runners in scoring position at 1 out. And an opportunity here to put some real pressure on the Cats early on.
Yeah, Sash, another really good right side hitter, so perfect opportunity to have Sash in the box.
Low, still 1 out here. Cats looking for a very, very quick second out. Both infielders for the Cats fielding shallow. Runners in scoring position. She's gone on the outside. Robinson off the glove. Good enough to see the play unfold in front of her. As soon as it's spilt, she's had quick enough to reaction to make the play at first, as you can see here on the CMAX replay. But the speed of Penglaze has got her up the line.
Yeah, absolutely, and really good base running from Courtney there. Just as soon as that error happened, took off straight away. Really unfortunate for Chelsea. Was in a really good spot there, just at the last moment, I think, lifted her nose and lost the last part of that ball. So good to see Sash hitting the ball hard too.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that they've all done so far through the first 5 hitters against Martinez. You had that laser from Cochrane at the start, and then we've had hits to Horton, Shepherd, Grauer. Grauer obviously with the run scoring RBI to right. Penglaze has now got on by that hard shot and returning to the Rebels after being away for some years in the sporting wilderness in a sport called AFLW. The Crows star Georgia Bevan.
Oh, goes the running bunt. Oh, I like that call.
Well, it's keeping them on their feet here. Runners at 1 and 3. Still one out. And Grauer's at third, so you've got an experienced, smart base runner. Bevan looking for contact. Kinnear, Nicholson, Sawyer to follow. Swings over the top of that ball. Martinez now trying to get it down low, trying to double up this batter here and try and get the Cats out of trouble. They're 2 down, and we're in the bottom of the first innings here on Breast Cancer Awareness Round, round 3 of the Linda Martin Shield. Into the hole, great pickup by Robinson. Grauer caught down the line, run down play, and the young Mason does a great job, and they might get their double up because Penglaze has overshot second, and the Cats do get their double. Maybe not as they expected it, but they've been able to get the necessary 2 outs to get out of that inning. Great play by Chelsea Robinson.
Yeah, absolutely. All started by Chelsea's fantastic first step there. Look at that backhand. Gee, she's done some work on her fielding over the last few years, and it's really paying off for her. Really aggressive, perfectly executed. Make that runner, make a decision. I dare say Coach Stansfield's been practicing that at training, looking at that, because that was very, very well executed.
And Penglaze obviously trying to draw the play her way a little bit there and see if she can get some interest, but was too far out of the line. So well done by the Cats. That's great defense, and they need it after that little section that had started, because as we go into the top of the second, the Rebels are up 2-0. The Cats are going to come through the heart of their lineup with Roberts, Mason, Gray to follow. As we mentioned earlier, special guest coming in today representing the Glenelg Softball Rebels Club, and her name is Liz McGee. You may know her better by the exploits of her famous daughter, who I don't see out there today. What's going on out there, Liz?
Oh, she's on the bench.
She's on the bench. Yep. Well, that's why. I told you I can't see through these glasses.
Oh, that's right.
So Liz has joined us. Thanks for coming on, Liz. She's obviously been a great servant of the Glenelg Rebels over many years, and she's here to talk to us about So Brave.
Okay, So Brave is our a charity of choice for our this Rebel Softball Cancer Day. So Brave is the only organisation that supports young women. Now, we all think that breast cancer strikes older women, but the majority of people that get it are young women under 40.
Is that right? That's
yes,
crazy.
It's quite amazing. I had an interesting chat to a woman last night who's had breast cancer. She was 36. Breastfeeding her 3rd child and was diagnosed with breast cancer, but she told me that the youngest person that's part of So Brave was actually 24.
That's insane. Yo Grauer kicks off the top of the second here. Clean-up hitter Sophie Roberts, as Coach Fairley had said, recently returned from a successful trip to Italy where she played in the Italian League over there, facing Grauer. Challenges are up high. 24, that's way too young. I mean, the reality is age shouldn't be a barrier in that regard. It shouldn't be there at all. So.
No, it shouldn't. And So Brave, along with all the other charities, are trying to prevent this from happening.
Roberts goes bang straight up the middle with a great line drive. She just saw all of that ball there right off the part of the meat of the bat, and there was not much Horton could do about that other than just keep it in front of her, limit the damage to a single as the Cats fight back.
Yeah, nice compact swing there from Soph. Just, use the pace of the ball and send it back where it came from. Well done, Sophie Roberts.
Bunt by young Mason, and great work there by young Nicholson, because Mason's shown up for the bunt and the Rebels, well drilled, have all jumped on top of it, but it's Shepherd that comes up first throwing. Got to be above the ball when you do that, especially with a runner at first. And learning opportunity there for the young star coming of the Cats. Brings up Gray, Jenny Gray, who I believe had a year off last year and has come back this year and playing first base for the Cats.
Yeah, really great to see Jenny Gray back. Was a fantastic junior player. I remember watching her play under-17s here when we had national championships, and she had a great tournament, so it'd be good to see her back in the Premier League. Big
swing from Gray there, getting right after it. Gray, I've always said, just one of those types of pitches that she just warms into the task. If you're ever going to jump on top of her, it's going to be in the start of the game. And today she's already, you can see, in control, throwing genuine rockets on the ball. And as the game goes on, she gets better, even though it's early season. Great, it's so great to see her pitch live again. It's always a thrill. Especially in these pink uniforms today, don't they look outstanding?
Yeah, I think every year this event has got better and better, with more clubs getting on board with the pink theme. But yeah, I really like the Glenelg uniforms this year. They're very, very nice. Liz, did you have a hand in that?
No, I stayed. I'm not part of the merch. But no, it was the girls that helped strike that out. And if we go back to our very first game back in 2010 was our first game.
Yep.
It was just pink hats, pink socks and pink shoelaces. So
I tell you what, if you're not
we have come a very long time away.
Yeah, Gray steals second on a pass ball from Shepherd. Not before Grauer has thrown a big rise ball that Gray's chased up. Tried to hold her bat over the plate, and Damien McCauley's rung her up for swinging through as the Cats are now 2 out with a runner at 2. Erin Stone, the left fielder, comes to the plate and swings on the outside. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, if you are involved in anything, Liz, hats off to whoever came up with the cupcake idea, because just quietly, I don't know how many of those I've had today. Is it still on my face? Yeah, they are outstanding. Worth the drive down just to get some of that great merchandise, which I believe still is some of that merchandise available on the website.
I think there's a little bit, but I'm not exactly sure how much.
Yeah.
Actually, I must put a big shout out to all the clubs in ASA, because they all support us and provide the cupcakes. And as the years have gone on, they've all now wear their pink tops and all get into the spirit, because I'm sure that there's not too many clubs or people that haven't been touched by someone with breast cancer or some other form of cancer. So it's a fabulous way for us to support women with breast cancer.
Yeah, change over the next innings. We might get you to talk to us about how we can all get involved and get behind and actually help raise some money so we can put a stop to this ridiculous disease that has just hurt so many. The GOAT, Coach Martin, has just raised a question in regards to what I believe to be something in the lineup for the Rebels. And so there's just a little bit of discussion going on. So the Cats 2 out, Gray's at 2, Stone's at the plate, 1-1 is the count. The young rookie Saunders and Bested to follow. And they are down 2-0 here in the top of the second innings. So good fundraising barbecue going on behind us. Been successful today?
It has been very successful. In fact, they've just wound it up now, and we've sold probably nearly all the cupcakes. So that's awesome.
Well, that's
so
not necessarily great news, but okay.
Yeah, there goes my afternoon
There's
tea.
afternoon gone.
oh, there might be one or two left if you're
well,
lucky. If you're
appreciate
lucky,
that.
there's a few sausages left though.
I
You
knew I
can always.
should have bought 5 or 6 at the time. So, and it's like the merchandise, and the other thing is too, just loving seeing all the clubs get around it. And I think you've got some notes there too on that, Liz, and the fact that all of the clubs are involved in it. And so,
Yeah, I have.
just going to see here. So
we'll see. Watch this.
So
next.
whatever the query was, it's been solved. So here we are, 1-1, Stone. Fouls it off on the outside, trying to stay alive here.
She wasn't far away from that. Well
No.
done, Erin.
Yeah, just a little bit of that, trying to pierce that right side, just like Grauer did when she scored the first run of the game, just with a great shot behind the runner. Cats need it now. And as she's done so many times, Grauer just breaking pitch at the plate, just enough movement with that ball rotation to do a great job. I'm going to move into the bottom of the second. The Glenelg Rebels 2, as we find the... Oh, right, okay. So just been fortunate enough to have one of the lovely ladies from our scoring team who's come up, Sue Norris, has just let us know that it was just a query around the courtesy runner, so all solved. All right, Liz.
Okay, we started this back in 2007. 2010. One of the parents of one of our players actually had was having treatment for breast cancer at the time, and her daughter and one of our other players suggested that we should do something to make awareness of breast cancer. And because softball is female dominated, we decided that we would have our first game, and we chose Walkerville to do the game with us. Not ever in a million years dreaming that it would still be going, and this being our 14th game.
Wow.
So over the time, we've raised over $20,000, which has been shared between various charities. So that's a big shout out and a big thank you to all the players and supporters of ASA, because without you we couldn't have done that.
It's an awesome softball community. It's the shortstop, Sophie Kinnear, who's come up leading off the bottom of the second. She's grounded out to the pitcher, Chelsea Martinez, as the Cats have picked up a valuable first out here in the bottom of the second. Want to advance help tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log into cmax.com.au. The CMAX Premier League coming to you live from West Beach on beautiful Ghana land. It's round 3 of the CMAX Premier League. And we've got young Tate Nicholson, the second base player from the Rebels, at the plate. We've got the superstar coach, Coach Fairley, in the house, and Liz McGee, long-time servant of the Glenelg Rebels Softball Club here. It's the Cats chasing the Rebels 2-0 down, bottom of the second.
Seeing a bit more variety this innings from Chelsea, which is great to see. She does have a really nice change up on her. And it's such a variation in pace to her drop ball. So I'd like to see Sophie Roberts call that a little bit more. That was a nice pitch.
Yeah. Well, as you said before, that the same type of pitch to especially a quality hitter like Grauer, that's where those mistakes are going to unfortunately make you pay, and that's exactly what Grauer did. So Nicholson here, though, one of the young rising talents from the Rebels. She gets jammed on the handle here, and the ball's not got much height on it at all. Martinez and Gray met near the line, but as you'll just see here on the CMAX replay, the athlete originally from California has got over there and no collision, so we'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. She's not letting anyone else play the game at the moment. Nice backhand playing from the circle and then a catch. Let's see if she lets anyone else play this one.
That's it. So first base, Bron Sawyer at the plate. 2 out here. So just what the Cats need here. Quick defensive innings. Try and get some time with the bats, because they're going to be coming back through 8, 9 in their lineup. So it's funny as a tall pitcher, as you can see, just those long arms, long legs. So she's obviously got the ball coming from a different height in that regard. So must be hard to sort of find that good range to throw a rise. Here, Sophie King attacks the ball, and the ball's just spilled out of her glove and allowed Bron Sawyer to burn up the first baseline and be a base runner here for the Rebels.
Yeah, feel for Sophie there. That's a hard one. Do you lay out, do you try and pick it up on the hop? She was kind of caught in two minds there, as most experienced players would be. So well done, Bron, to leg it out and get themselves a 2-out base runner. Yeah,
it's funny this early in the season. It's weird when you consider the ground. Straight away, first pitch as Cochrane's gone over the shortstop. But Robertson again, who's, as we I was just about to say, like with the ground at the moment, it's just so bouncy, even after all those games at the Masters. You can just see here, holds true, but then that bounce just kicks. But Robertson, being the brave superstar that she is, body, of course, curled over the glove. And if that ball was going to miss her glove, it was always going to hit her body. That's why she's a superstar. King, of course, waiting at the base, ready for her. So, Liz, what type of things? I mean, obviously, we said in the pre-game about the money that's been raised and for the different foundations and so on. So, for those that are online today, watching us live, or obviously going to check out social media and try and get some information around this, how can they be involved?
We have a fundraising link. If they go to the Glenelg Rebels Rev Sport website, there is a link and you can make donations directly to So Brave. Also the ASA Facebook page also has that link on there. So anybody watching, wherever you might be, you can still be part of this charity to help So Brave with their mission of delivering programs of support for women with breast cancer, the awareness programs for the community, and also their research investment, so that we can actually hopefully get rid of breast cancer.
Yeah, make a difference.
That would be amazing.
I saw there were some calendars over there as well, so there's some other obviously merchandise that you can get involved with.
Yeah, you can actually order their 2024 calendars. If you go onto the So Brave website, you can order their So Brave calendars. They do them every year, and 12 survivors of breast cancer all have a few days away, and they all get body painted, and it's quite amazing.
Yeah,
and
the
women,
off the chain in that regard for sure.
And the women tell me that it helps them because it's sort of the final end of their journey.
Maxine Saunders, the rookie from the Walkerville Cats, getting probably her first life experience facing the Kathleen Coral national champion. Pitcher from the UCLA Bruins, Yo Grauer, and Grauer wins round one with a big kicking high fastball there. Saunders, not much she could do about that. Centre fielder Kelly Bested comes up. Yeah, their website's got great information on it as well. So as Liz has just mentioned, the links, we'll make sure that the links are in the on the commentary afterwards. We'll have to just get you some updated information. We'll probably run them over the week as well. So it's a great opportunity to get involved, and every little bit counts. And we're all still feeling just as early as last night how devastating this is. So any opportunity to stop it from happening to anyone else, we've got to make the most of that opportunity and do something about it. So the Cats and the Rebels here today, dressed in pink, breast cancer awareness round. It's the 14th edition of it, and round 3 of the CMAX Premier League. Bested behind in the count now, 2-2, but if there was a time to go, that was the pitch, as Grauer really starting to fire up here. High pitch count, high strike pitch count. really starting to attack these batters. Robertson on deck, King, Martinez and Roberts to follow. Cats chasing 2 runs from the first innings as down goes Bested for the second out, bringing Robertson to the plate, who needs to be on for the Cats, especially with their hitting lineup being what it is with the players that she's got.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's, you know, I mean, what a good spot for the Rebels. Chelsea Robertson coming up with 2 out, but you kind of don't want to ever coming up, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of the toughest outs in the league, and yes, we've just talked about her fielding display over at shortstop. Just the ground at the moment, even with those amount of games, it's really flat, but it's just got a little bit of bounce in it at the moment, which will sort of go as the season progresses. Aggressively challenged on the hands by Grauer, good enough to get around, but just tops it off the bat.
She wasn't far away from that one. Had the pleasure of working with Chelsea this year in the Performance Training Centre prior to heading to Canada Cup.
Yep.
I must say, just a shining example of a high-performance athlete is Chelsea Robertson.
Yes, she's always had the rap. She's always had the rap that she's one of the hardest working getting around, and you'll struggle to find a nicer person too. So here she is, 2-1, facing Yo Grauer of the Rebels. Great pitch by Yo to level that count up at 2-all. Ball breaks underneath where Robinson thought it was going to be. Lucky we get to watch some of the best softball in the world right here on Spacequake Sports. Robinson gets over the top of that one. Cochran can't get her body behind it enough, unfortunately, because it was hit so hard. She didn't have time to get there, as you see here on the CMAX replay. Hard shot up the middle.
Yeah, Kinnear read that really well. She was in the right spot. Just again, unfortunately, it's that hard ground you're talking about, where there's that, you know, Chelsea's used that really well. Nice, short, compact swing to the ball and has found herself on base. And who better to have 2 out running than Chelsea Robertson?
And just because it's 2 out, don't think that Sophie King's not going to try and pull some sort of stunt here. When she's at the plate, she's unpredictable. Anything's possible. Anything she can do to help her team out, Sophie King's that player. Forgive me, Gemma Cochran. The ball's up. Shepherd takes a good catch to close it out. I called it before as Cochran that was at shortstop. It's Kinnear, my apologies. I'm going to say it for the 5th time today. Can't see through these glasses anymore. They're covered in all types of tear and stuff. We'll leave it at that. So, as the great man would say, repeat of earlier message. So,
yes.
The Cats start to threaten, and then the Rebels. Coach Brinkworth, you can just see here as we go into the bottom of the third now. She's pulled them all together. Good time to have a bit of a reset just when we're coming through the heart of their line. Obviously, they've had an opportunity to see Martinez now for an innings, a couple of innings, and now's their time to actually settle down and attack.
It'd be interesting to see if they make an adjustment in the box here after the last innings. Martinez was quite tidy in that last innings.
Yeah, we're talking about the fact that that's the second bar. She's starting to. There's a bit of change. There's a bit of mix in what's going on. So obviously Roberts has identified that some of those key strengths right now, we're going to need to mix them up a bit more. So.
Sydney Horton stepping up here, and in true switch hitting fashion, has
it's gone to the other side. That's why I'm looking at the paper going, has there been a change? Is it? What's going on?
Got to love a switch hitter. They are, you know, the ultimate weapon on defense. On offense.
Yeah. A little bit of the Danny backside communication there, as I've just seen Horton's face for the first time as she swung there, and she's just given it the quick shake of the head, and that's a no for that pitch. Backside famous for, of course, commentating for us when she hits.
Oh, there he is.
And there's that change-up you're talking about. Freezers are at the plate, levels the count 1-1.
Fantastic call, Sophie Roberts. I'd be tempted to go there again.
trick is not too many more times.
Yes, absolutely. Who expects? Oi,
Oh,
that's a nice pitch too.
that is a very nice pitch.
They've had a little chat, I dare say.
I
and
think,
got themselves back on the same page.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these new batteries, I mean, we've got over on Diamond 2 at the moment, we've got Port Adelaide West Torrens in a huge game with the Magpies making debut their 3rd import of the year. There's that change-up you were talking about, and Stone, she holds her ground, but it doesn't matter because the ball's cleared her and it's gone out to the fence, and they've been able to hold her up at second, but that's good batting by Horton. She's just waited long enough.
Yeah, I think Chelsea would like to have that pitch back again. Unfortunately, just hung it over the heart of the plate, which you cannot do with your change-up, especially with, you know, like you look at Sydney, her separation and the way she held her hands then was fantastic. I dare say if it wasn't a windy day, we'd still be looking for that ball in the dog park.
Yeah, Stone sort of, you know, just started to move in on it, and sometimes it's that 1 or 2 steps that you take that sort of makes it so harder to get back. So the very dangerous Courtney Shepherd comes to the plate, already has got a great hit in this game between short and third that advanced the runners and brought Grauer to the plate, who went on to then bat in their first run. So danger signs here for the Cats, again at the top of the lineup for the Rebels. So that's what I don't mind there. Instead of going full change or going full fast, we've got that off-speed pitch right there in the middle, and that's, you know, looks like it's going to be a fastball, looks like it might be a bit of a drop, but it's just got some movement on it. Just throw that hitter's timing out. That's good pitching. Shepherd grounds out. Martinez turns over to Grau, makes the play at first, but not before Horton has stretched the base path and got herself over to third to keep the pressure on the Cats.
Would have liked to see maybe something a little bit different there, maybe a fake throw to get her to commit, because she was always looking at going, little slip.
Yeah, so Robinson was like the Cats were all where they needed to be, and especially when you're 20 feet off the path, you're always going to turn that over back the other way. Danger signs here. Grauer takes an outside pitch here, so 1 out. Yeah, 1 out.
1 out.
Yeah, right.
1 out.
Dangerous time. So Penglay's Bevan to follow. Went outside last time with a similar pitch. One too many times. Here we go. We've got a timeout being called. And somebody's seen something, I hope. Or maybe they've got a plan of attack here.
You can see Chelsea leading that conversation there. Lots of experience, really understands the game very well, Chelsea Robertson. So, yeah, they'd be leaning on her leadership here, and let's see what they put in place.
Well, she's the danger in this lineup. I mean, it's a very good Rebels lineup for sure, but this is the one that's going to make a difference. And, you know, chasing 2 is one thing. Chasing 3, that's a whole different kettle of fish. So here we go. Grauer looking to score the import. Takes a good pitch, but she's right where the hitting count wants her to be. They're working the outside. They're trying to keep the ball away from allowing her to turn on it, but she's already proved that that's still a danger area. Levels the count 2-2. A little bit of change of pace there. That ball just died at the plate.
Yeah.
And she just couldn't clear her hands.
Chelsea has got a very good drop ball. And I guess, you know, like you said, long levers. By the time she releases that ball, she is going to feel like she's on top of you.
Yeah. If she can get that break happening late, and in this windy conditions down here at West Beach today, you know, the sun's out, it's warm, not hot, but it's definitely got some breeze around. Again, working that outside edge.
I don't mind that pitch in that count. Like, again, it was that little change of pace. So be interesting to what they go to here with the full count.
You would imagine, as the great man Lee would say, you'd be doing it, treading very, very carefully here. And straight up the middle, but it's come off of Martinez. But would you believe it that Chelsea Robertson, her feet so fast, she's read that ball off the ricochet, off the pitcher, and she's throwing it out, but she's got ground, but not before Horton's gone on to score for 3-zip.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope Chelsea's all right after that, because that came back like a rocket. But yeah, Chelsea Robertson just doing Chelsea Robertson things. Read that ball. Fantastic game awareness to know that she wasn't going to get that runner going home. So let's get the out and put ourselves in a situation to hopefully end the inning. Maybe get Sasha Penglay's out now.
Yeah. Grauer laced that ball. How is Martinez just standing there like nothing's happened? You're only 42 feet away. Come on.
She's going to have to go and collect her knee from centre field after that.
Yeah. Sasha Penglay's, the right fielder, has come to the plate, and she gets to start the Rebels up at 3-0 is the current lead. 2 out, nobody on the base pass. Coming through, and the bottom of the third, it's the Rebels 3, Cats 0. Takes it across the letters, pushes her off the plate. Definitely got a positive vibe about the battery. Like as in Martin, as you can see, she's up and about. She hasn't been phased about the hits. She's been phased about being hit. You know, she just keeps toiling away on her work. I met her just before the game started, and seems like a super positive person. So great pickup for the Cats.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for someone who, you know, look at her stats from college, she wasn't necessarily a starting pitcher. Yeah, she's doing a fantastic job. Very competitive in our Premier League here, that's for sure.
And that's that dangerous drop there that you were just talking about before, Reggie. As you can just see, she swings over the top of that. It's a big year for the Cats in the sense that, you know, some great opportunities there. I mean, if you're out in the northern areas and you want to play softball, get down to Walkerville Terrace and join a great organisation. One of our foundation clubs is Northern Districts. Great pitch, just misses, and there's some really good talent. You've got young Mason there at third base, who could be anything. I mean, she was hitting the ball last year like you wouldn't believe. Saunders, I've seen do some really positive things in her first couple of games. She's only going to improve. And over to Chelsea Robertson, who makes another, I was going to say routine out, but there's nothing routine about the ball bouncing off there. But if you can get down to Cats Land, whilst they've still got Sophie King, they've still got Roberts, they've still got Robinson, it's a great time to be in and around it. As you just see here, Sophie, as Chels comes up and makes a great throw.
As you were saying before, whether you add to that their coaching staff as well, some of the experience they've got around their club is second to none here in South Australia. So, yeah, absolutely good time to get involved. Junior, senior, you know, blue and white's a nice colour. Yep,
special shout out, Catherine Western today, kicking off the Home Run Heroes program for Softball SA. A couple of new players that were out this morning, so it's a program that'll be running throughout the rest of the season. Check out the Softball SA website on socials. So we've got Liz McGee here from the Glenelg Rebel Softball Club. She's been talking to us a bit about the So Brave charity, and obviously the work that the Glenelg Rebel Softball Club has done over a 13-year period in raising some money for the charities that they have done. What are we playing for today in regards to what the game actually means, Liz? There's a bit of a story behind that.
Yes, there is. We actually play for the Leanne Swinstead Cup. Leanne was the person who had breast cancer, who it was named after. Our patron at the time, Felicity Lewis, purchased the trophy. And we named it after Leanne, obviously. And it's not the winning team that gets this trophy, it's the player of the match who shows that they've battled on. It's not necessarily the best player, it could be the player that's has tried the hardest or done whatever in the true spirit of a person battling cancer.
That's awesome.
So so we've got our pink trophy. The umpires will pick the best player at the end of the game, and that person then gets to hold the trophy for a year.
Grauer throwing rockets as we're over halfway in the game. Martinez just behind it at the moment. So Leanne Swinstead, just as you were speaking about just there, obviously one of her daughters, Erin Swinstead, used to play for the Rebels, played A grade as Grauer gets Martinez, I believe, for the second time, swinging over the top of it. So great player, young Erin Swinstead. I remember her playing a bit of outfield, had the joy of coaching with her over at Waverley when we won the Waverley Classic with some handy players in our team at the time, the likes of White, Krasinski and co. So it was a good trip. Anytime you beat New South Wales is a good time. So
no doubt well coached, I dare say, Weathers.
She did a great job. I was literally there to carry bags.
It had nothing to do with the players that you had in your team, did it?
Not at all.
Yeah, it's all about how those bags were carried. I have no doubt they would have been left in the car park.
Players like that, you're just simply there to just make sure everybody's up there at the same time. So, yeah, well, that's great. And I tell you what, it's going to be difficult to pick today, Liz. At the moment, you've got Chelsea Robertson getting hit by the ball multiple times, but fielding like an absolute superstar. Martinez has been hit. You know, we've seen some. You know, Horton's done some great work, some great base running. So there's a lot of exciting things happening out there. So it'll be a tough decision to make and a worthy recipient, I would suggest, coming up in about half an hour's time.
And I'm glad it's not me that's got to make that, make that choice.
always happy days when it's somebody else's decision to make. So,
and we also must make a shout out to the umpires because they also get into the spirit of the game, and I'm sure you can see them in their pink shirts and their pink caps. So it's great. Everybody gets into the spirit of the day.
Sophie Roberts there, just a little bit of self-reflection, not happy with herself as she's just chased a high pitch there as Grauer is definitely in her zone at the moment. Rebels leading the Cats here 3-0. It's the young third base, Georgia Mason, at the plate. Similar theme. They're all swinging hard, but you can see that they're at least a foot behind her at the moment. Grauer's just getting faster. The game just goes longer. This game goes on.
Yeah, she's certainly rolling now. That pitch is certainly kicking. You can see it from here, how much that ball is turning.
Yeah, big smiles there. She's the breeze coming off the beach as it does down here at West Beach, especially in the afternoons. And she's just getting that ball to just break and lift through the zone. And that's 3 up, 3 down for Yo Grauer. Obviously, the partnership with Courtney Shepherd seems to be working.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, how long the fundraising page that you've got up at the moment, does it have a time limit on it, or is there any sort of other information that we can give our viewers about how they can be involved?
No, we actually also have a link on the So Brave website, and that's open for 12 months.
Oh, great.
So you can pretty much go in there anytime over the next 12 months and make a donation, and that goes directly to So Brave. So that's another option. The link on our page will probably stay up for another 2 or 3 weeks, but we will make mention that you can just go direct to the So Brave website.
We'll make sure that the ASA clubs and Spacequake Sports, we get some more information out about that as well. Obviously, if you've missed out on the cupcakes today, which genuinely would be your loss, maybe pick yourself up a pair of pink socks. I'm wearing them at the moment. And they're quite warm actually for quite a warm day at the moment. But my 13-year-old daughter thought it would be in my best interest to maybe put some jeans over the top of them because I did look like somebody. I don't know who it was, but I don't think it was an endearing term that got given to me. But
whether they were very slimming though, really. Your calves looked on point, my friend.
If they start making T-shirts for then slimming T-shirts, I'll take one of those too if they've got them. So we're heading into the top of the 5th here. It's the Cats chasing the Rebels 3-0 as Grauer starting to just take control in the middle, and the top part of the Rebels lineup is just opening up this game all the way from California originally, but the University of Missouri. It's the new import, Chelsea Martinez, who's been doing a great job so far today, but the Rebels have just been able to find ways and put the ball into space and score. Roberts back from Italy. Gray's returned after a year off. Robertson and King in the middle of the infield there, the experience, the premiership players, the state players that they were and are, and the young Georgia Mason over there at third. Lots of positive signs for the Cats. Horton, their news,
Georgia
Georgia
Bevan in the box at the moment.
Georgia Bevan at the box at the moment. Quite a young infield though for the Cats. Stone, Bested and Saunders, all positive things to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
So get around the Cats going forward. And the Rebels who, after missing a year out of the A grade competition a few years ago, have been just working real hard under Coach Brinkworth, and you can just starting to see now the genuine destination club that you always want to be, starting to attract good players. People want to be involved. They want to be involved. It's a great facility that Glenelg have down there. They're a really well-run club, great facilities, great people, and so yeah, opportunities still abound. Just because the season started doesn't mean you can't get involved. So reach out to the clubs. If you type in the words Adelaide Softball in Google, it'll take you straight to the Adelaide Softball Association website. So, and there's some information on all of the clubs there. So, Bevan's got herself up to first as Martinez has just put that ball in the dirt, and now that brings up the shortstop, Sophie Kinnear. None out so far for the Rebels. Bunt, hands right out in front, so much so that the ball's gone backwards, unfortunately, behind Kinnear.
Yeah, just missed that one, Sophie. So very interesting to see the different grips kind of been held on the bunt that we've seen today.
Yeah, I've been
more of a pinch grip there, which unfortunately with the pace of Chelsea, it's quite hard to get that ball in play like that.
Yes, I've been hearing there's lots of different fancy new ways that we hold the bat. One of the reasons why I don't coach in the 21st century, because it's all passed me by. But there's all different types of ways and different ways they stand now and so on. But I suppose when somebody's throwing 90 plus K in the wind, it's not as easy as it looks back there at home on telly. So, but thank you for joining us anyway. It's been a privilege to have Liz McGee from the Glenelg Rebels Softball Club here today on Breast Cancer Awareness Round 3 of the CMAX Premier League. Glenelg Rebels supporting the non-government funded charity So Brave, which is definitely focused towards younger women who suffer with breast cancer. So very much super relative to what we're doing. Ground out to the right side. King gets over. Great feet, great footwork. Always got the front of the shirt facing the plate. Does a great job at staying low.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like that at bat from Sophie. If she finds that contact point on that outside pitch, that's potentially, a gap shot to the centre right. Whereas, yeah, she did enough just to advance that runner after missing a couple of bunts.
Tate Nicholson comes to the plate as Bevan's made her way to second. It's one out. Rebels looking to put another run on the board here and make the Cats' job even harder, with Grauer just starting to throw genuine fireballs the longer this game goes on, making it real tough as we get towards just after 4 o'clock here. Nicholson gets not a lot on it. The ball's just spilt, but King recovers quickly, fast hands. It's enough for the out as Nicholson's thrown out at first, but not before Bevan's made her way to third here on the CMAX replay. Yeah,
Sophie King's been very busy over at second base today. Line drive catch and been very busy, but did a really great job of keeping her head on the ball there after the initial little fumble to then make up the play and get them 2 out with a runner on third.
Bron Sawyer got on in her last at-bat with a well-placed ball into the dirt that forced the field to have to wait for it to come down, and made it up there. And now we've got Bevan at third, 2 out, Sawyer at the plate, top of the lineup, imminent for the Rebels. Ooh, yes.
Yes.
I was going to say that. Yeah, that's a strike. And
Yeah.
Pink Macaulay's nailed it as only one of the best umpires in the world can do. And we're lucky to have him here at West Beach in the CMAX Premier League as we play for the Linda Martin Shield. But today we're playing for a different trophy, the Leanne Swinstead Cup. Sawyer out in front, over to Robertson, who's also like King being busy. Perfectly stays low with great feet. And the Cats get out of trouble. Base runner all the way to third, but they've stopped the Rebels where they are. The rider reply we see here in the replay. Bevan's already gone, but Robertson, the important thing there for young players, stays low, lets the ball come to her. Great footwork, great hands.
Yeah, and I think you can see that too with Chelsea. She knew she had time. She knew a runner in the box. So really just made sure of her throw, got the third out.
Liz McGee's with us from Glenelg Rebels. Is there anything else that we can share with the audience there, Liz?
Well, actually, there's a few players that out there on that diamond who played in that very first game back
You're
in
kidding.
2010.
Well, have they cleared it with you that you're allowed to sort of disclose that information on their age?
I haven't actually asked, but I'm sure.
I'm sure you'll get away with it. So
I'm sure I won't
I'm
get too
interested
much.
to find out who it is now. Obviously,
I'll let you have a
Let's see if we can
have
get
a think.
Far out, 13 years. That's insane. Well, Sophie King would have to be one.
Yes,
surely.
correct. She is one.
The superstar that she is. Robertson wouldn't be too far away, would she?
Not. Yeah, I don't know that she was in that original team.
Chelsea's only
So-
late 20s.
Georgia Bevan would have been in that
Yes,
back in the day.
she would be. That's correct. And a
Yeah.
bench player.
And a bench. I don't have bench player. Oh, of course, my favourite. Yes, the young lady that shares the same surname.
Correct.
So, 13 years ago.
And
far
Nat
out.
Nat Brinkworth also
Of course,
played
she
in
would have
that
been
team
involved.
as well.
Yep.
So that's a pretty amazing stint, really, when you
Yeah.
think about.
Absolutely. Oh,
Gray
nice
gets
shot.
underneath it. Horton has to go back, and all of a sudden, the middle order of the Cats in Gray have breathed some life into what they're doing here as they fight back with a great shot. Great batting by the young first base.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's that form that we've spoken about with Jenny Gray. She does have incredible talent with the bat. It's now just a matter of finding her feet back in the Premier League, and boom, there it is. Absolutely beautiful shot from Jenny Gray.
Yeah. Stone comes to the plate, shows short. Cochrane all the way down at third. The Cats once again just dropping hands, unfortunately. It's tough. You've got to stay at the top of the zone as long as you can. That's difficult at the best of times, but it's even harder when you've got the great Yo Grauer throwing missiles at you. She's doing it again. Cochrane in, ball's gone up again.
Oh, great
Shepherd's
catch.
made a great catch. And what an excellent piece of fielding that is by Courtney Shepherd. Remember, she's got gear on, she's got a mask on, she's got no momentum. She's had to do that from a standing start. What a great catch that is by the superstar Courtney Shepherd.
You can see there, she went to take her helmet off, but then realised she didn't have time. Great adjustment, well done.
Maxine Saunders, the rookie, comes to the plate to have another battle against Yo Grauer as she sees what the best of the pitching is in South Australia. Because Grauer's right there. Great test for the young rookie. Finding her way. Multi-sport player, Maxine Saunders, I believe plays a bit of baseball down there with the Rams. So very talented. One of many young talented players coming through. Good eye there. That's not an easy thing to do at 90 plus K an hour with a runner at 2. You're down by 3. You're in the 5th. Important at bat for the rookie.
Got to add, that's not her dominant side in the box either. Hitting from the left-hand side, which is a reasonably new thing for Maxine, but doing a very good job. Oh, I think she thought she was out there.
That's all right. We'll make sure we get that politeness out of her.
Yes. So always a ball until it's a strike, Max.
Yeah. That's it. Well, that's the Saunders family for you in a team. In that at bat right there. Yep.
Taught her well, Lee and Jace. Well done.
Grauer jumps back in and that's Bested. Yeah, just a different shirt. Right, sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
So Kelly Bested. So playing centre field today. So this is the difficult thing for the Cats, unfortunately. Their top order is just quality all of the way. And then you've got the youth of Mason, Stone, Saunders, you know, Bested and Grave, also, you know, both young players as well. So it's got some top order quality, but those younger players are going to need some time to experience and to come to grips with the game. And any time you get to face a pitcher like this, you learn so much. So unfortunately, the Cats haven't been able to capitalise on Gray's two-bag shot over centre field, which just lit the game up. And chases in and up.
Going back to what you were saying before, Weathers, about, you know, the experience, what better experience for these players to have, you know. They, unfortunately, you look at some of their junior grades and they just don't get that experience coming up to this. The jump from B grade to A grade is huge here. But it's fantastic to see Bindi, you know, backing her young players and giving that experience, because otherwise, how do they get it?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So, speaking of experience, heading off to American Samoa next week. So, obviously did some great work with the Australian teams over in the Canada Cup. Talk to us about the Australian under-19s.
Yeah, so heading over there for the under-18 Oceania qualifier.
Sorry.
That's okay, all good. Yeah, under-18 Oceania qualifier. Have got Karen Dale from South Australia as one of my assistants, and the one and only Lang Harrow as the other assistant. 3 girls from South Australia heading over as well, 2 young Sturt girls in Abby and Ruby, and then Abby from the Hills. So yeah, really, really exciting heading over there to play New Zealand and America Samoa, with the top 2 teams going through to the group stage. So yeah, super exciting. First appointment as a head coach at a national level. So yeah, we'll see how we go with this.
Well, they're in good hands with yourself and Karen heading over there, so that's obviously a positive in that regard. So we look forward to when you return. We're definitely going to, you're definitely going to, you know, do some great things, and we look forward to hearing how that's progressing. So all the best from all of us here. So very exciting times, and it's good to see some young South Australian talent too, knocking on that door of the Spirit team. Obviously, World Cup in Italy next year, so that's an exciting time. And obviously, we've just had that recent news that thankfully after Paris, Los Angeles 2028, we're locked in as baseball and softball are returning to where they should be as an Olympic sport. We're in the bottom of the 5th now, and we've gone back to the top of the lineup for the Rebels. It's third base Gemma Cochran who's come to the plate. Martinez on the mound throwing to Sophie Roberts. Rebels just haven't been able to put the Cats completely away. So they've got a 3-run lead at the moment, and Cochran's gone down swinging, bringing to the plate the new impressive player, Sydney Horton. I've liked her game so far. Hit from both sides, and as you said, here she goes back to the left-hand side. She's been involved with the base running and also done some good work in the field.
Yeah, great to see here Chelsea getting her field to make that adjustment for a lefty slapper, but hitting away left-handed there.
Robertson reads that like an absolute legend. That is great fielding by Chelsea Robertson. I can't tell you how difficult that is to keep your feet and keep your balance, to watch and wait for that ball to come, knowing as it goes over Martinez here, You can just see the ball. She's just got to wait for it, knowing that the pressure is on. That's just outstanding fielding. Courtney Shepherd, who's had a good day with the bat so far, comes to the plate. Takes a pitch on the outside. Want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log into cmax.com.au. High pitch, Shepherd now. Count turns her way. She knows that Martinez has got to come back. She doesn't want to go to 3. So she has a fairly good chance she's going to get something across the plate. 3-0 up. Is Shepherd going to green light and get after it? No. And away again. Probably if there's any sort of look at it, you'd say not cautious isn't the right word. I mean, I definitely understand the respect that you have to show certain hitters at times and stuff, but when you've got a defence that's got Robertson and King in it, there are times where you've just got to say, hey, listen, this is my drop, this is my change, this is an inside pitch low, and I'm going to give my infield, who've got genuine superstars behind me, to pick up some ground outs and not just try and do it all myself, because some of this outside pitching stuff, it's worked in some facets, but just think that she's got to use the field another, because now you've brought Grauer back to the plate. They definitely didn't want to see her again.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth there, Weathers. 2 out. You'd rather have Grauer leading off an innings in the next one rather than, now hitting 2 out running with a runner on first.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be I mean, Shepherd's, if you're going to walk quality players, they can't hurt you with the stick, but sometimes it's attack and go. But this is the Cats. This is them this year. It's going to be difficult. They've got, their top half is quality. Their second half is young and inexperienced and all talented, and it'll just take time. And they've just got to buy them some time to get there. So, I mean, they're in good hands. You've got Coach Stansfield, you've got the GOAT and Linda Martin in there doing some work as well. So, they'll be all right. They'll be all right going forward, but it's a tough year. So, but it's good to see that the Rebels, the work that they've done over the years, they've improved each year, and it's starting to pay off. They find themselves in the 4 at the moment. They're 4th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Behind the Ports and the West Torranges and the Sturts. Grauer grounds out to the right side, and instead of the tag goes to base, as Grauer fighting to the end there, she just nearly beat that out.
Yeah.
So I suppose for everything I've just said, King has been planning out. Roberts has been planning outside plan, and it has sort of worked because they've got her twice. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Going on what you were saying before, we had our first A-grade game against the Rebels, and, looking at their lineup this year, they're certainly going to be around the mark, I think. With you add Yo to that staff, and we can't forget their number 2. I mean, the first time we faced her on a Wednesday night, she casually went 10 strikeouts, in Jade Peterson. So, yeah, look, very exciting, and the bats are starting to come alive for Glenelg the more they go on. I really like the look of Gemma Cochran as their leadoff. There's a lot to like there, has a really nice swing, great eye at the plate. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the Rebels fare this year.
Yeah, it is an exciting comp this year, as we've named the Shield the Linda Martin Shield in reference to probably arguably the greatest player or player coach of our era. 16 premierships, at the dance nearly 20 times, and an insane career that spans Australia, South Australia club. Had her number retired over in the Walkerville Sports Club. So, couldn't be more excited about the fact that we're playing for such an honour in that regard. But this year, Seacombe, they've had some players that have come in. Lintz returned. Havas is going to be a bit better for the experience. So, there's a lot to like, and Seacombe have been knocking on the door. Coach Benedictson's over there, obviously working with Coach Dolman, who we know won't be there throughout the whole season because of the, birth of her first child. So
Terrible excuse, Emily.
yeah. Chelsea Robertson, if there's always a good reason to come down and watch softball on a Saturday, it's to watch players like this play as she goes head-to-head with Grauer. Top of the 6th. Rebels 3, Cats 0.
With 11 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, this probably
Could be it.
Yeah. So
Good time for Walkerville to get themselves going.
well, Gray did sort of show some life there, but if the Cats are going to do it, it has to come from this top order. So as Robertson just leans back on that ball, it's bounced off the fence. One bounce, but she's so quick. She was on her way to third. She would have got there as the balls unfortunately split through the cutoff.
There's a bit of life. There it is. And if anyone was going to do it, it was Chelsea Robertson.
Yeah.
And as I said, any other day, I thought that was gone.
Yeah, yes, the wind has not helped that in any fashion. But one bounce, good quick field by Bevan, quick release, and you can just see the speed of Robertson. She's already, the ball's just been picked up. Coach Stansfield's done the right thing because she's just rounding, and she had to hold her up, but the ball spills in the cutoff. Obviously, it's always the way.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter. A runner in scoring position for the Cats. King in the lineup. Martinez to follow. Roberts to follow. And then none out.
Pitching her very carefully here. First ball was well up in the zone, probably expecting her to bunt, and then gone low. So 2-0 count for Sophie King here.
Well, she's cost me a premiership already once, so I've never forgiven Kingy for it. But she's a danger when she's at the plate because you just don't know what she's going to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and it helps that she has got wheels.
Yeah, but don't think that she can't go long because she can. So game on here for the Cats as they've saved it to the 6th. To light the bats up here as Grauer now getting her first genuine test of the game. As King expertly picks a walk. Now, here comes the question, Coach Fairley. It's none out. You've got runners at 1-2. You've got a clutch hitter at the plate who's new to the league, and you're down by 3.
Look, for the spirit of the game and for the viewers back home, you throw at her because she has had 2 strikeouts her last 2 at bats. In saying that, I would love to see her get a hit here just to make things interesting. So, and she does, you watch her swing, that anything in that top half of the zone, it could well and truly be gone. I would love to see the game evened up with one swing here. That'd be nice.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I hope I haven't jinxed her.
Get some height under it to the left field. There's a chance. Well, I'll tell you what. If you were thinking whether or not she was just team batting, just to put the ball in play, or whether or not she was trying to go over the dental for school sign at left field, I can assure you that was a swing that was meant to leave the park. Martinez here, looking, and oh no!
Oh,
and it's happened again for the Cats. They just haven't had a bunt that's actually been able to hit the ground. They've all gone up. As Shepherd, I think, has picked up her 3rd or 4th catch like that. It was a good switch play by Martinez in the sense that I don't think anybody was ready for it. I mean, Sawyer did move down a little bit, to her credit. But now the pressure swings to Sophie Roberts, who had a strikeout in her last at-bat. She won't be going wandering here. So, 1 out. You've got the 2 best runners in the Cats lineup, as in Robertson, the athlete, King, the speedster. As Roberts goes after Grauer, and this is why you have to respect Joe Grauer. It's the 6th. It's the heart of the lineup. There's runners on. She's already been put to the fence in the innings by probably the best hitter in the Cats lineup, and she's still attacking Roberts at the top of the zone. That's That's faith in your ability that
yeah.
if you're good enough, get after it and go for it. As you just hear that ball whack into the glove of Shepherd, who's just had a great game behind the plate. You can just see that obviously benefiting from the years of working with Jade Peterson and her development as a catcher. So Grauer goes back inside, 2-2's the count. Really big pitch coming up in this game right now. You've got young Georgia Mason on deck. Roberts has to go, throws her hands at it, at least fouls it off. What a battle, what a contest. Coming to you from West Beach, South Australia. Want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log on to cmax.com.au. It's the CMAX Premier League. Round 3 action. Roberts gets after it again.
She only just missed that.
Yeah, you can just see just the way her feet, that back foot's just not grounding. It's like her whole body's turning on the whole thing. It's a bit of her old cricket coming back a little bit there. Was an elite cricketer as well. Here we go, 2-2. She's throwing the bat as she's gone hard down the left field line. Cats fighting away here after the brave lead off by Chelsea Robertson, who's had a great game in the field. She's been hit a couple of times. You can just see Roberts here literally throwing her hands.
That ball was on the outer half of the plate. She was able to go with that then. That scores 2.
Ground out here pretty much ends the Cats. A single into the green puts the Cats right back in it. And she's gone down looking on an outside edge as Shepherd rings it up, and that's back-to-back opportunities. And unfortunately now for the Cats, it's left to the youth. And we've seen this girl do some amazing things.
Yeah.
She's got some genuine power. And I've said it before about young players. Sometimes, you know, the young players, they look at the situation, they look who's in the middle, and they just don't know any better, and they see the ball hit ball. And, and some amazing things can happen. But let's see what happens here.
That's one thing Georgia can do, is hit the ball. I had the pleasure of coaching our last Nationals in the state team. First time in a state team, first Nationals, has 12 RBIs and bats over 300. Hit the fence twice on the full. So she is more than capable.
Yeah. Well, considering the time at 2 out for the Cats, the Rebels won't bat again unless the Cats are able to put 4 on the board here. 3 on the board here. They've got a chance. Mason swings hard. Ball comes loose. Over to Sawyer. That's time. And you'll see Macaulay put his arms up in any second as it comes to the end of the 14th edition of the Breast Cancer Awareness Round. Right, so we've just heard some cool stuff there. So because there's 10 minutes within the scheduled finish time. Right, so, okay, so basically Coach Brinkworth, has, because of obviously our delayed start time, which I didn't think about, obviously with the first pitch and the minute silence, etc., this game actually finishes at 4:35, so there is time.
There's still a chance.
So, but that being said, the Cats still need to get 3 up and 3 down quickly, because if the Rebels can actually go deep in some counts and drag it out, then there might not be an opportunity. Liz, while we've got an opportunity, while you're here, again, thank you so much for your time coming on today and all of your organisation with what you've done with your great committee and the club and the work that you've done for So Brave. Is there anything else that we can, information that we wanted to share with the audience, or?
No, I think probably we've shared it most of it. I'd just like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about So Brave and to be part of this broadcast. And if you're out there in big wide world softball land and you want to make a donation to the So Brave, you can go to their website. We have a link on the website which will be open for 12 months. Our own Glenelg Rebels website has a link which you can donate through, and also the ASA has a link up on their Facebook page and website too, I believe. So just a big thank you to everybody for taking part and being part of the spirit of this amazing fundraising for breast cancer. Thank you both for allowing me to be part of this broadcast.
Thank you, Liz. And isn't it amazing, just a couple of players go and speak to somebody about a battle that somebody's going through, and 14 years on, over $20,000 donated to multiple charities, and you know, every club here today has got some form of pink in their uniform. We're here watching just an amazing game of softball between two teams that have been battling it out. The Leanne Swinstead Trophy going to be announced soon, and as Liz had mentioned before, you know, that's in somebody that's representing the battle of what they're going through. As Sasha Penglaze has just picked a walk here for Glenelg, which is not what the Cats want. The Cats want quick outs to keep this thing rolling and get another opportunity at the bat, because they did threaten last time after Robertson and King had both got on to put some pressure on. It's Bevan now, I believe, at the plate. The left fielder. Cats needing some quick outs, but Bevan goes right side, and it's just gone foul as it's just fallen on the grass. But again, thank you again, Liz, and can't stress enough how important every dollar is and every contribution. It's just also about creating awareness about it for those women to go and get checked, find that information out, and take nothing for granted. And as I said, we've all learned a horrible lesson last night in the passing of just an absolutely amazing person from, you know, something that everything that we're doing today is to try and help find a cure for that type of thing, so that we don't feel the way that I'm feeling today and you're feeling today, and the community as a whole. I mean, Bevan's gone to the right side and fouled again, just as she had before. I mean, how touching is it that, you know, junior teams that would, you know, obviously maybe some of the coaches and so on know Tomo from the past, but, you know, junior teams taking a minute's silence to recognise it. I mean, it just makes you feel like, all right, the world's not all bad in that regard. I mean, the kids are even doing that. It's been a tough day, but we've been lucky enough to see some of the family down here today. So I really do hope that Tracy has enjoyed watching today.
Yeah, she would.
I'm sure she would have.
She would always come in and have some positive words and that amazing smile. Bevan trying to keep the Cats in it as she's doubled up. That's what the Cats needed, but again, Bevan too fast as she's made her way up the first base line. The lead runner throwing out, so it's one out. But unfortunately for the Cats, I reckon they're going to run out of time, and I don't think a timeout's going to help them either.
No. Very interesting. There you can see George's adjustment in the box, bringing her knee right round and making sure she put the ball in play, which is, you know, a great thing to see, right, in that situation. So.
Yeah. Georgia Bevan, younger sister of Glenelg great Heidi Bevan, so used to play back in the pivots back in the day, and I always remember Georgia as one of those players that was she was obviously an ultimate athlete, but really quick. So it's great to see her coming back after a great career in the AFLW and the success that she's had there, and obviously at Sturt as well, Sturt Blue. So Pink McCauley's just gone up asking if we're finished.
Always nice to see a smile being shared amongst the, well, I'd say blue team, but they're the pink team today, and the other pink team that's holding the ball.
I'm sure he'll criticise me afterwards for calling him Pink Macaulay all day, but that's what he is. So we've got Kinnear, the shortstop, at the plate. And we've got a runner at first. It's 1 out. By my clock, it's about to expire at about a minute or two's time. So,
we'll leave you to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Yes, I mean, I did notice that Liz did say before she came on, she goes, if you could just keep me on as long as you could, so that when they do the cleanup, I miss all of it. I think you've missed the cleanup, so safe to go, Liz. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you for keeping me.
No, thanks for your time, and say hi to Bree for us. We'll catch up afterwards.
No worries. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Martinez throwing to Kinnear. Kinnear goes on the right side. Strange hop, but again, these Walkerville pivots and King and Robinson are just fielding the ball so well. And she's just, again, stayed low, glove away from the body. That's not an easy field, Coach Fairley.
Absolutely not. And you can just see the change in her hip angle was the first thing that happened. And that is such a key part of being a successful pivot, successful corner player, is that change in angle, that very first step that we take to the ball. So they've put on a clinic today, those two. How
good was it to see the rookie Maxine Saunders right behind there in the backup? Like it was something that has been happening all the time. Another example, Robinson here talking to Mason. To have leadership like that on the field, as I said, it'll be a good future for the Cats and a good time to get down there and get involved in one of the foundation clubs.
It's great. You can see it happening all around the league at the moment. Like, you look at Sturt, they've got Belle White at shortstop, and then you've got Abby W right next to her. Like, what a remarkable opportunity for Abby to work next to potentially one of the best softballs to ever come out of South Australia.
Absolutely. It's, that's one of the beauties that we've got here is that, becoming a destination league for some of these overseas players. And
interstate.
It's just amazing that the best softball in the country is being played here in West Beach. Nicholson grounds out as Martinez does it. Pink Macaulay's had enough as we've reached 4:34, so that's game over, set and match for him. So the Glenelg Rebels have run out 3-0 winners over the Walkerville Cats in the 14th edition of the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation match today. I've been lucky enough to have Coach Fairley here. We wish you all the best in the under-18 qualifiers for the Worlds, for the Australian team, your first head coaching job in the Australian ranks. I'm sure it won't be your last. We wish you all the best and thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Anthony. It's been great to be on, and once again, from us at Hills Heat, a massive shout out to Tracy's family. She was one of our own, and will be dearly missed by all of us here.
Yeah. So just watching some highlights here from a great contest today. The Rebels got out to an early jump with Yo Grauer's single to right field early in the game. And you can just see here an example of some great defense by the Cats that kept them in it as the game had been run out 3-0 winners. So Wednesday night softball is the next time you'll see us here on Spacequake. James Harris will be back on the mic. So, and just going on with what Reggie just said, it's been a really, really tough day, and it's been great to see the softball community get around. To Tracy's family, thinking of you, love you, Trace, miss you always.